What's up guys, For the Gamer 89 bringing you the first video from me on the FM Scout YouTube channel. I'm so happy to be here today and I'm so honoured to be asked to make videos for you guys, and I hope you enjoy today's video, which is a team very close to my heart, a Manchester United team guide. I'm going to go through the financials, the expectations, the squad a little bit as well, looking at overall quality and what I think you need to players that you can probably sell and bring in, and look at some other hints and tips as well that I think have helped me down the years on FM saves with United. Hopefully they help you out as well, because I've done quite a few and I've done quite well with them, so hopefully they'll help you out. Maybe not all of it will be relevant for you guys, but it may, hopefully you take something with this video that helps you out in your save and maybe turns the save around for you. Who knows? Hopefully guys, it helps you out. Let me know in the comment section below if any ideas in this video have helped you out at all. My channel is down below as well. We've got a series on my channel called Against the Clock, and it's a very fun series. I'm really enjoying it, and I think you guys will as well. Very interactive as well. You can get involved in it as well. Daily upload, so go check it out. Intro done. We're done. Let's move on. I hate intros. I always struggle with them. I will point out, guys, before we go any further, that I do have a disability that is not apparent, but it does affect my speech. It's a long-term disability I've had, learning disability. So if I do stutter a lot in the video, I do apologise. It's not something I can stop. It happens all the time. So I will try not to happen today, but I can't promise anything going forward. So let's get into the video, guys, before I ramble on too much. I want to keep this video quite short for you guys as well. So here we go. So Manchester United, one of the big selling points for United save is the financial situation. Speaking of which, let's go first to the inbox here and look at the board expectations. Now, Super Cup is not important, so ignore that. Though I do think that winning these two competitions here can give you a bit of credit if you have a bad season in the league. So don't ignore them, but not critical to a United save. Premier League, I always say, even if you know the club inside out, keep the expectations at the minimum level. Or if, let's say on here we had Europa League spot as well. Champions League qualifications, what I'll go for. Reach the final, yeah. I found in the past though that's not really that important. They don't really get too hung up on it. And Champions League football, again, if you lose in the first knockout round to Real Madrid, the board will just say, fair enough, we did better than us, we're okay with it. So don't get too worried about those kind of things. But the league is the one that you need to prioritise, because when you're not if you're fifth in the league, it's not a nice place to be. Luckily for me, it's not happened often, and it's not lit on in the save. So, league is what I focus on. And if you up these levels here, guys, you don't really get much of an improvement overall. And I don't think you really need to do it really. Alright, yes, you may get a bit more money and more manoeuvrability in the market, but you're also nailing it down to quite high expectations. And if it doesn't work out for you, you're adding on extra pressure you don't need. These are realistic and doable, and it allows you scope to build the team you want and mold it the way you want to do it. So keep them low, in my opinion. But if you're super confident, go for it. But this is where I've done it. Take it whichever way you want to take it. So let's confirm. They're confirmed. The financials are pretty good for United on FM every year, to be fair. The overall balance is £337 million. The debt is £144 million, but if you look at the sponsorship deals for United here, £750 million alone on that one. So you're going to get a lot of money, guys. You usually get, if you're quite good at managing your outgoings and ingoings, I usually get on average £90–100 million a summer to spend. That's what's happened to me in the past. But of course, you may get more, you may get less. As soon as I hit the continue button on a save, it's all different. So yeah. You're not going to have issues with financials, but obviously, depending on how you do transfers, of course. So, team report here. A lot of positives for United. You can see them all on the screen there. Lots and lots and lots of positives. Though I don't think that one's a positive. Again, I'll get onto that in a second. Why it's not for me a positive. I'll also show my tactic in this video as well that I use for United. I do tweak it slightly for each game I play, depending on what's happening in the game. I do have a backup tactic. Sorry guys, see what I mean? I do have a backup tactic as well, which is 4-4-2 essentially. But the main one I'm showing you now, it's my main one I always use. So yeah. The two issues you've got is overall quality in the squad is lacking. Definitely, I would say the first 11 is pretty good, but there's A couple of areas need strengthened, certainly. Other areas are weak, but you can get away with it first season and scout and work on that long term. Excuse me. But this one here is an issue as well. Leadership in the team is an issue. Now, I'm going to look at the 3 signings for you now, guys, in this video. There may be better options, but these are the 3 guys I usually sign, and they usually work out very well for me. So, you know, I'm not saying you can always get them. I've failed in the past to get them, but they're the 3 guys I always go to first to try and sign. So I'll get onto that right now for you. So let's go to scouting here. See, prepared already. Sancho, I got this guy on the beta this year, and he was fantastic for me, and he does fit United to a T. Attacking fullback with pace and strength. Definitely something I love to have in my fullbacks, pace and strength. It's just one of the things, my first preference. Crossing's good as well for a fullback, 16, very, very good. And this T, I'll explain why that's important for this tactic I'm going to use in a second. So I think I paid like £6 million for him on originally on FM18 early on, and that was basically over 48 more installments. So definitely good to get this guy in. There's plenty of fullbacks out there, but this is a personal preference for me. Strootman, another guy I think you should get, in my opinion. Again, whether you can get him or not, he can be quite hard to get, but it's those mental stats that do it for me, and the passing and tackling is really good as well. The issue you've got with him is he has got injury proneness, so bear that in mind. But if you're rotating the team quite well, then it's not going to be that much of an issue, in my opinion. And the final one, this is the because I'm a sucker for a fast right winger, Gelson Martins. Not amazing technically, but look at just dribbling, first touch, and the pace is good as well. It's just, I like natural wingers out there who stay on the right hand side, run down the right hand side. That's the personal preference signing. You can go for it if you want. You may find a youngster, or you may work it differently, but that's what I would do. This is what I do. So if you want to copy what I've done here, then feel free to do so. Tactics. That's the thing you want to know about most, isn't it, folks? Tactics. Well, I'm going to put the full thing on screen. This is what I usually use. As you can see, hit early crosses, exploiting the flank. You can see this wing play. It's heavily dependent on wing play, this tactic. I'll leave it on screen, guys, for the whole explanation of it, so you guys can, if you're playing the game, you can actually copy it as well if you want to as well. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say it's going to work for you instantly, because it's based on players that I assign. So, but this is what I use. I do tweak it slightly during games, like if I'm away from home, I may go for retain possession, or I may waste time, or so I do tweak it occasionally depending on what I do go for. At home, I usually go for attacking, and then away from home, I go standard, and I assess the game and see how it's going. If we feel like we're dominating them, I push forward more. If we're struggling, I then change it to retain possession, and we keep the ball. So that's my tactic. That's how I do things. Very basic, not amazingly complicated, but it's worked for me down the years, and it's worked for me this year as well. So feel free to do that as well. So one of the main things about United team this year is you've got a decent team, but the area I think you need to strengthen in straight away is definitely left back, like I said, because you got Luke Shaw there, who is out for how long he's out for here? He's out for 3 weeks to 2 months, and he's not amazing either. He's been given a right good kicking by the stats guys, because obviously he's been out injured quite a lot. So again, bit of potential for improvement there. Centre back is what I would also improve on, but I don't think it's too critical early on. You've got Bailly here, who's phenomenal, really good. Lindelof, people swear by him this year. I will say I've not really seen much issue with him, so I'm okay with him there. Smalling and Jones, for me, just my personal preference, I don't like them, so I would get rid of them down the line. You got the youngster Axel Tuanzebe, so it's not critical to get a centre back in if you want to develop your young players. But I would say that just get one top centre back in if you can. I usually go for a young player myself. I usually go for Jonathan Tah, for example, or something like that. But definitely look to get one in if you can get a top one in. But you're not going to be too bad, because you remember you have got behind them the best keeper on the planet, David De Gea. So, you know, it's not a critical area. It's a desirable improvement, I would say. Same with right back. I don't think you need a right back desperately. Jones can play there, Valencia can play there, Diamond can play there. So it's not critical, but again, if you see the player that is just too good to turn down, obviously improve that area. Centre mid, that's where Strootman comes in, because Carrick is wrong side of 30, and I don't personally think you should rely on him in your first save with United. I think you should try and get him out as quick as you can, because the thing is, if you rely on Michael Carrick in your team, I've done this in the past where I've relied so much on him. He retires, and I'm snookered because he's been so critical to my team. You want to get a team functioning without him in the team. Long term, you need that. So try and not use him. I know it's difficult because he's got great passing ability and mental stats, but it won't help you relying on the 35-year-old Michael Carrick. You need to get him out of the team. Not because I love Michael Carrick, but my personal opinion, the saves that have not gone well for me in the past are saves that I have relied on Michael Carrick early on. So try and phase him out. Always bring him into the team occasionally, but your go-to team does not need him in the team. Dump this guy like a lead balloon. Get rid of him. He's too slow. He's a centre mid. There's better cams. Get him out. He's effective in real life, but that £20 million or £50 million you can get can be dumped into another future transfer that can help you out. Dump Fellaini out the team straight away. Again, that's my personal preference again. But yeah, get him out the team as quick as you possibly can. The one thing you've got in your favour is Paul Pogba. Now, for me, Paul Pogba is frustrating at times on the game. He does a lot of long shots, but he's world class. So you've got your creative midfielder in there. So you don't need Carrick in there. What you need is someone who can sit there and rotate with Matic and Herrera, and that's why Strootman comes in. Good leadership as well, because Pogba's not a real leader right now. But the physical stats, look at those. Definitely a player that should be the midfield. Rewind. He's the player that you build your midfield around. Definitely. If you can get Marco Verratti, for example, then you're laughing because these two together are sick. But Verratti is very hard to get on FM notoriously. Usually goes to Man Utd. So Strootman's a gettable, but also Verratti as well could be a good alternative to play alongside Paul Pogba down the line. Wing play. United don't have wingers in this team. That is the downside to United. Now, people may say you've got Mkhitaryan, Lingard. Yeah, they're not wingers. Rashford is great at inside forward, more of a striker though. But this year, definitely improvement on him. Definitely a player that you can definitely use quite well. This year he's much better. Martial is, again, a quality young player. Can be used quite well. Front, wide player as well. Lingard though, that money there, £37 million. I know he's English and he's quite important, but I usually sell him because, again, extra money. This is my personal preference again. It's good money to bring in. You usually get £30 million for him from Spurs. Good player to sell. But that's, again, personal preference. I've used him before. He's been good, but I end up selling him because I get better players in. So you can keep him first season, but if you want the money, he could be a guy you maybe could sell, especially if you get the player, if you get Gelson in as well. Striker-wise, you're all right. You've got Lukaku, you've got, like I said, Rashford, you've got Marte, you've even got Ibrahimovic when he comes back in 6-7 months. Now, again, don't want to rely on him too much, but keep him around. You know, if he does the right thing, unless you sign a youngster from the FM Scout Wonder Kid list. Ibrahimovic, last year was God, but we've got to remember this year you've got the Belgium machine that is Lukaku. So you don't really need to play Ibrahimovic. So it could be a case of you keep him for the first season because he's injured anyway. You use him if he comes back at some point, and then you move him on and get the extra wages in from Ibra. So might as well keep him around. You can maybe tutor your players as well if you keep him there. Maybe become a part of your coaching staff. But Lukaku is your main striker. It all depends on what you do. I would personally, this is my personal preference, play Rashford as the inside forward and Lukaku and Marto take the striker. That's what I would do this year, but that's my personal opinion. The rest of the team, you got Romero, good solid goalkeeper back up, Phil Jones, Smalling, Blind. Blind I usually sell because he's not really good at left back. You can try him in CM. I'm not, but again, like I said, you got Pogba, Lukaku, Matic, Herrera, and Carrick, and obviously Strootman if you sign him, for example, and midfield in there. So it's often for me, it's a case of don't know where he's going to fit. So yeah, so that is my thoughts on the United lineup. And I think you've got quite players like Mata in there as well, and I don't think you need to do too much in your first season other than the left back and a right winger. The centre mid is desirable. but you don't necessarily need it. Again, the tactic is based on, like I said, the tactic I have here is based on good wing play and working it wide and crossing it in the box. So you need pace and physicality. So bear that in mind. If it isn't working for you, maybe it's because you haven't got the players that I've got. But again, each area is different. So it might work for me, it might not work for you. But this is what I do. This is my tactic, and that's my team. So other than that, that is pretty much what I do with United. The one framework I would follow for United, especially if you start it from a point of view of not being United before, what I usually do, and this is me being United for many years, is I get this first team nailed down. So I get my left back in, I get my centre mid, I get my top centre back in, I get my right winger in, and said, right, okay, we're winning games comfortably. Then I bring the youth in. The youth is very good this year for United. You've got Mensah, Pereira, Gribbin, Talib Chong, who's actually out for 3 to 4 months, a bit of a downer. But you've got good youth prospects in there. You go to under-18s. This guy is apparently phenomenal. On people say his friends of mine said he's phenomenal, so keep an eye on him. English as well helps with the kind of quota of English players, so youth is not a problem. However, what I would say, this is for people who maybe don't do a lot of region scouting themselves and don't want to go for every single player themselves, is I would recommend you get a director of footballing who can actually scout and analyse youth players for you. It's worked for me in the past. It's allowed me to get some good young players in. I have a method of doing regions. Obviously, we've got a video on this channel as well about doing that. So if you don't like doing that, then I would recommend getting a good kind of red football. And there's one at Juventus and Roma, those kind of level. The guys who've got like 19 and 20 potential and judging of potential and ability, that could be handy for you guys, definitely. In terms of the coaches, I don't really think you need too much, to be honest with you. It's personal preference, but I always get this guy where is Jeffrey Talland. He's not on this database, but he's at Herenveen, and I get like Tessotti as well. It's my personal favourite kind of coaches, so that's what I would do if that was me, but that's just my opinion on that. So that is my review of United. If you've got any questions below, I'll try and keep it quite short because obviously you guys don't want to go on too long. So thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions below, let me know. I'll see you next time. But until then, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.